Hello friends, welcome to the Serafina Day Twitch channel. Welcome to Serafina Day, welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at some toxic moms that were so wrong. Do you have a toxic mom? Is there a parent? It might be a mom, might be a dad. Maybe you've got an uncle or an aunt, a family member who is just so wrong. They are trying to control you. They try to dictate what you do, what you say, how you act. Are you in your 20s or late teens or 30s or 40s or more, and they're telling you what you should be doing as if you're not already an adult? If so, you might be dealing with a toxic person. If someone thinks they own you, if someone thinks they can tell you what to do, that person is toxic. Okay, so let's talk about toxicity today. Let's talk about narcissism. Let's talk about what can happen in someone's life. I want to put out examples so that people can possibly recognize this kind of situation in their own lives. I was much older than I wanted to be when I finally realized what was happening at home, when I finally realized what was up with my mom. So I'm hoping that I can catch people at a younger age than I was, and really at any age. I think it's important to understand what's going on. It's so easy to just grow up with this stuff and think, oh, okay, well, this is normal. This is how my mom always treats me. This is how my dad or my uncle or my aunt or my cousin, this is how they always are. This is grandma. This has always been grandma. This has always been granddad. But when someone tries to control you, especially when you're an adult and you already know what you want in life, or you should be allowed the space to figure it out, something's definitely wrong with someone who dictates everything you should do and who gets mad at you and who might blow up at you when you want to go your own way. That's not right. Someone who can't have a conversation with you, someone who can't treat you like the adult that you are, has some kind of problem. And sometimes it's not always narcissism. I'll admit it. It's not always narcissism. My channel is about narcissism. It's not always narcissism. Sometimes, someone loves us and just can't really let go and can't really let us be. But sometimes, too often, it is actual narcissism. And I don't mean someone who's just a little, wants to, give us a few too many hugs and have us sit with them while they watch TV. That might be a lonely parent. I mean someone who will be livid, who will literally blow up on you and act like you just killed their cat because you're not ready to go to bed yet, or because you want to go out with your friends one night. And it won't make sense. It will be a ridiculous thing, and they'll just blow up at you as if you should be doing exactly what they say, exactly when they say it. It's as if they think that when they say jump, you should just say how high, as opposed to, no, I don't feel like jumping, but thank you for the suggestion. I'll go ahead and live my own life, but thanks anyways. Someone who doesn't let you live your own life, whether they're actually narcissistic or not, there's some toxicity there, and there's something that you'll want to look into and try to understand, because we get to be in control of our lives. We get to, man, this is cathartic for me. I'm working through this myself as I talk to you. I'm working through this in my own self and in my own mind. We get to decide who is allowed into our lives. We get to dictate who gets to know any part of us. No one gets to come into my life and say, well, I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to tell you that. Excuse me? And who are you? Oh, your uncle? Uncle, I'm an adult. Get thee behind me. You don't get to tell me what to do. I'm an adult. I get to decide what I do, how I do it, when I do it, whether I do it, with whom I do it. I get to decide. You cannot control me. I'm in control of myself. Thank you for the offer. Thank you for the suggestion. Those suggestions better stop when I tell you I'm not interested. I'm in control of my life. You're in control of your own. You don't get to live your life through me. Some parents do that. Some people do that. You don't get to live your life through me. You lived your life. You're living your life. You can go and live your life. If you don't like what I'm doing, don't watch. It's that simple. It's just that simple. Okay, so let's look at an example, and I'll share about my life. And if you're joining me, thank you for joining, and feel free to join in and chat with me. So let's take a look at what one narcissistic parent did to another individual. So this is a post from Pistis Sophia, who says, I am a go-getter and fighter, and I have succeeded in anything I wanted as a child. That sounds pretty awesome. When I was a child, I didn't do much of anything, but it sounds like she said, I want this and I want that. And I'm assuming she's a she. This person said, I want this, I want that. And they just went and they got it done. It's really awesome. That's pretty badass. Even with all the trauma, hurt, and craziness, and crap, a covert, they wrote covered, but I believe they meant covert, narcissist mother puts you through. So when I was a kid, I remember being 8 years old and saying to my mom, there's something wrong with you. I did not know what it was. Couldn't put my finger on it for many years, until many years later. And I don't even know how I noticed, but I just probably felt like something's not right with my mom. And so I don't know if Pistis Sophia is someone who realized when they were a kid that something was wrong, but if they really had a covert narcissist mom, then they were already dealing with the crap. Because covert narcissists aren't going to wait for you to grow up. They're going to be themselves your whole life. They're going to be themselves their whole life. And however long you know them, that's what you will see. That's how they will present themselves. And in case you're watching and you don't know what a covert narcissist is, it's someone who is a narcissist. Hopefully you know what that is. It's someone who is a narcissist but is often very good at pretending that they are not. There are overt narcissists, covert narcissists, and I think there's even a mixture. Almost like ice cream, you can have some of this and some of that, put it together, and it still tastes bad. So an overt narcissist is someone who will just be the horrible individual that they are and act in the awful ways that they do, and they won't care who sees. A covert narcissist tends to do it in secret. If they are physically abusive, they will wait till you get home before they slap you in the face. An overt narcissist might beat you up in the world, in the street, at work, wherever they feel like laying their hands on you, they will do that in front of an audience. They might even like having an audience. And a covert narcissist likes to pretend. I know for a fact that they like to pretend that they are perfect. They like to pretend that everything's okay, that nothing could possibly ever be wrong, that they are this great person. But at home, they will act like the overt narcissist behind closed doors. They will slap you, they will verbally assault you, they will stalk you, they will, whatever it is that they're doing, whatever it is that is their thing, they will do behind closed doors, or when at least not that many people are watching. So I had a covert narcissist mom. We would go to church and everyone would say, oh, mother and daughter. And I was, for many years, I was still trying to be like, yes, yes, this is my mom. And in my mind, I was thinking, we're really close. But at the same time, I realized she's not nice to me. We're not really close. And it took me so long to get out of that, like, cognitive dissonance where it's like something's not quite right about our relationship. We're not close like everyone says. We're not close like she claims. We're not even really friendly. She is horrible to me. It took me a long time to like understand that because this is my mom. This is mother. So it just took me so long to, because I mean, I still love her. And it's not something that you have to do, because there are some people with narcissistic mothers, narcissistic parents, narcissistic family members that they just don't love because of the horrible, brutal things that were done to them. And I get that. If that's you, I am not judging at all. I still feel love for my mom. I grew up wishing that I could take care of her. I wanted to. I remember telling my mom, Mom, I'm going to get a house one day, because I was doing well in my career at the time. That changed way too quickly because I could not deal with the world anymore due to trauma, because of her and because of how I, internalized that trauma. It manifests in all of us in different ways. For me, I broke down. I could no longer do my job. I could no longer function. I could function like partially as well as I used to be able to. I used to get up, get dressed. I used to be able to put on makeup, put on clothes, do my hair, wear my hair in different ways. Like I was, like what the world would consider normal. And that changed for me over the past decade. That's changed a lot for me. So yeah, covert mommy. Covert is bad. Covert narcissists can be really good at acting. They will literally seem like an amazing, upstanding citizen, and then they will just be the devil at home. And I see a couple people watching. Thank you so much for joining. Please feel free to chat with me. I'll make sure I've got my chat window open. Oh, I'm sorry. I see some. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just saw the chat. Thank you. Okay, let me see. What y'all saying? How do I make this chat window bigger? Oh, okay. I've got to figure out how to make this thing bigger. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up here. I see some chats. Someone said, hello. Hello. Ski is cool. Hello, Ski is cool. Thanks for your chat. Welcome. And is it Mr. A's? Mr. I's? My diaper is so full. Well, you got to change that, my friend. You got to change that. I don't really want to hear about your diaper, though, just so you know. And Mr. A says, making sure you know. Okay, got it. Ski is cool says, ooh, you go, girl. Yes, thank you. Let that fire out. Okay. Is your kitten? Oh, well, I don't want to read that. I don't like that. So Ski is cool? I don't know if you can stay here, buddy. Mr. A says, truly a sad story. Yeah, it is a sad story. And we're not here to be sad. We're not here to weep. I've done that for years. I'm over that. It'll happen sometimes because trauma is trauma, and it's something that needs to be worked through over time. But I'm just here to make sure that people know. And even if this wasn't something that you went through yourself, I hope that you can help someone else in the future, that you can be supportive to a friend or family member in the future that might be going through it, because chances are you know someone. There's a really good chance that you already know someone who's going through this. There are so many narcissists in the world, and unfortunately so many of them become parents. And even if they don't become parents, they are brothers, they are sisters, they are uncles, aunts. They are in the workplace. They are all, oh my goodness, they are all up in the workplace. Let me tell you. That could be, I could start another channel just on what's going on in the workplace and what I've been through in the workplace. Thank you, Mr. A's. Loving the stream. Thank you. Keep it up. Thank you so much. And Ski is Cool said, are you a narcissist? Is that for me? ski is cool. If that's for me, I'll tell you, no, I'm not a narcissist. I did wonder over for a period of time. I did wonder if I was the problem, because a narcissist is really good at making you. They'll poke at you, they'll hurt you, they'll traumatize you, and then when you react and say, "Hey, you're hurting me," when you cry, when you shout, when you're angry, when you're upset with them, they'll say, "Hey, what's your problem?" Now, they literally just like pushed you in front of a train, but when you react, they'll be like, "What? I'm just sitting here sipping on some tea. What is your problem? Why are you yelling at me?" They will cut you to the core and then turn around and say, "I don't understand why you're yelling at me. Why are you even acting like this?" If you've seen any videos about Karens in the wild, Karens in the world, that'll give you an idea of what you can expect from a narcissist. Not saying that everyone who's been portrayed as a Karen is a narcissist, because sometimes I watch those videos. They're entertaining. I watch those videos and I can kind of see that someone might be having a mental health issue. But you'll see Karens go, how dare you, get out of my face, and then say, "Oh, why are you yelling at me? Oh my gosh, I'm going to call the police on you." So that's the kind of behavior that you'll see from narcissistic family members, from narcissistic friends, narcissists in the workplace, any narcissists that you see that you have to deal with. So, oh, Mr. A sends a heart. Thank you, Mr. A's. Oh, non-binary pride. Yes, very good. So, very interesting. Thank you for joining. So, like I said, I question whether it was me, and I know it's not me, because if I hurt someone, I feel bad, because I'm not perfect. I might say something, do something that someone doesn't like. I will apologize immediately. I will mean it, and guess what? I'll never do it again. And one sure way to know that someone's toxic, not necessarily a narcissist, because there are different ways to be toxic, there are different levels of toxicity, but one surefire way to know that someone is at least toxic, at least in this period of their life, is if they do something and you let them know you don't like it, it hurts you, it's harmful to you in some way, and they keep doing it, or they're not sorry for it. I've literally had someone drop something on my foot and look at me in the eye and say, "I'm not going to apologize." What? Is that a thing? If I do something wrong and I realize it, I will immediately say, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize for things that I didn't do." And I mean it. I literally mean it. So to answer that question, no, I'm definitely not. I'm glad to say I'm lucky that I'm not a narcissist. And I say lucky because it's not a choice. I don't believe it's a choice. I believe it's a mental health issue. It's a mental health problem for which there appears to be no cure. I've heard that there might be some really, really good therapists out there where there might be like some inpatient programs where people can go and get help. But what are the chances that someone who's a narcissist will actually go and get that help, right? Like, if you are having a mental health problem, I don't even know how a narcissist would have the awareness to actually go and try to get the help and the desire to get the help. I don't know if that's even possible, but I'm glad to say that I know for sure because of that test that I mentioned. When I do something wrong, I am sorry. I correct it, and I make sure I never do it again. Now, please feel free to let me know in the chat. Have you ever met someone who maybe is a narcissist, is at the very least toxic? Feel free to share your story. I'm going to keep my eye on the chat, and yeah, please keep chatting with me if you can keep it respectful. Okay, no more diaper talk, no more kitten stuff. If you can keep it respectful, please feel free to chat with me. And if not, just keep listening. It's okay to keep listening. So, yeah, so going back to Pistis Sophia, they had a covert narcissist, or have a covert narcissist mom. And even as a kid, she was able to get past that, push through whatever horribleness she was experiencing, and she was able to get stuff done in life. And that's amazing. When we're kids, we've got an abundance of energy, and it sounds like maybe she was able to just have that energy that you really do need to get past whatever horrible things your parent or loved one is saying to you, and just, keep on living and keep on going after what you want. So let's see what else Pistis Sophia says. They say, the thing is, my mother always plays victim. I know about that. And makes, I think they meant to say, makes me come back to the small town where we grew up. So this is an indication of control. This person is saying that their mother was very controlling. They said that my mother makes me come back. And if you're not used to being controlled by someone, if you're not used to someone trying to control you, then number one, you're very lucky. Congratulations. And number two, I hope that you'll take a moment to try to understand what it might be like. I don't even want to come up with an example, just to avoid the possibility of me saying something inappropriate. But when someone tries to control you, they are, like I said at the beginning, I don't know if you guys were here, they're trying to tell you exactly what to do, and they will give you hell if you don't do exactly what they say, exactly when they say it. They will yell, they will scream, they will curse you, they will cuss you, they might even put their hands on you, which takes it up to another level. They might even go beyond the verbal abuse. Narcissists are really good at psychological warfare, really, really good at gaslighting you, at making you doubt your reality. So I would imagine that this covert narcissist mom that Pistis Sophia has was using any and all tactics she had in her toolbox to get Pistis Sophia to come back home to that small town where they grew up. Pistis Sophia says, and makes me lose everything I worked for. It makes me dependent on her, and I'm already sick. Always makes me feel like crap. So I understand what it is to need to rely on someone. I wasn't able to take care of my financial affairs properly. I wasn't doing well in life, and this was due to health issues. It was due to trauma that I was still allowing to impact me because I hadn't found the help that I needed, and it was just what was going on with me. I mean, it just was what it was, and it was so easy to go back home. Some narcissistic parents might they might kick you out of the house and say, get the hell out and go figure out life on your own. I don't want you here. My parent, and apparently Pistis Sophia's mom, these are the kinds of moms that will say, come back home. I'll take care of you. I've got everything that you need right here. Come on, come back home. I miss you. I love you so much. And they'll love bomb. Do you guys know what love bombing is? Let me know in the chat if you know love bombing. Anybody? I wish I could make this window bigger. What do you mean if I say attach? Okay, no, that doesn't help. Bear with me, I am a new VTuber trying to figure some stuff out. So please bear with me. I wonder why this window won't get bigger though. So, don't see anything from the audience. So love bombing is where someone, especially in like romantic relationships or relationships where there's a possibility of romance, but also with familial, they'll say, I love you so much, I miss you. Oh, my daughter, oh, my son, where are you? I miss you, I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, come come, let's spend some time together. Oh, I miss you so much. It'll be different in a romantic relationship. They'll say other kind of things, more lovey-dovey type things, whatever. But with familiar relationships, it'll be I love you, I miss you, you're my daughter, you're my son. You know, we shouldn't be separated. Why aren't you here? We should spend some time together. Let's chat on the phone for a while. Let's hang out. Let's, you know, that kind of thing. And especially if you're like if you're like Mrs. Sophia. For me, I was having financial problems and health problems. Mrs. Sophia, at the very least, is having health problems. So that makes you more susceptible to going back in and living with the narcissist again, with a narcissistic parent. It can be so easy, especially when it's like, for me, it's like the devil you know. I was literally in a position where I was afraid I would end up living on the street. And I'd never done that before. I hope to all goodness in the universe that I never end up doing that. And I'll make sure that I do my very best to never be in that position. But I was in a place just a few years ago, just before the pandemic. It was 2019. And I was very close. I was dollars away from living on the street. And I didn't have any other family members other than my mother. I didn't have any friends to turn to. And I was so close that I was like, you know what? My little part-time job where my manager won't give me enough hours, where they decided that some little good-looking boy on the team can get more hours than me, even though he was newer than me and less hardworking and would disappear during his shift. That's not giving me enough hours. I'm not getting enough time. And I called my mom. And it was, I mean, she didn't even have to love bomb. Although I think she probably did when I called her, because she hadn't seen me in a while, hadn't heard from me in a while. So I called her so I could move back in, because for me, it was the devil you know. I knew that at least I would have a bedroom, and I lived with her in that house before. I knew I'd have a bedroom. I knew I'd have a bed. I knew it would be decently clean. I knew that I'd have food, water. Basically, I knew I'd have shelter. And if I didn't call her, I didn't know what would happen to me. I've never lived in a shelter. I'd never lived on the street. I'd never been stranded like that in any way. And I wasn't prepared to take that chance. I was getting too close to that possibility. So I called her. I wasn't doing well in life, so I called her. And I kind of still feel like it was the best decision for me, because it gave me a chance to get back on my feet and save up to give myself, put myself in a better position, even though I was sending myself into a war zone, because she's covert narcissists of any kind will literally attack you every opportunity they get. With a covert narcissist, though, it's good to know that they might not employ the same tactics every single time. Sometimes they will, they might have their main thing. For my mom, she would nitpick at me, because she knew that if she picked, I would feel more and more bad about myself. I hated myself over the years. I really hated myself, and I've got, because of her, I've got body dysmorphia, where I believe I don't see myself the way that I should. I don't see what's really there when I look in the mirror most of the time. Sometimes I surprise myself and it's like, hey, wait a second, and then I look in the mirror again. It's like, oh no, that seems right. You know, very 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 Hunchback of Notre Dame in my mind. Which isn't true. Like, on one hand, I know it's not true, but on the other hand, I still believe it. So I've got this like cognitive dissonance about myself, about how I look, because she used to come at me about how I looked. She used to compare us. And it's like, okay, well, you're a grown woman who's had a kid, and I'm a kid. So why are we comparing our bodies? Why are we comparing anything about how we look? It doesn't make any sense. And why would a mother do that to her child? So, anyways, she liked to make me feel like crap. It was a literal war zone for that and for other reasons, and other things she would do. I mean, so it's easy. It can be easy to go back to that, because there's also my understanding, and I'm not trying to say that anything's wrong with the person who's being abused. Not saying that at all, but I've heard that we kind of, and I felt that we kind of want it a little bit, because it's what we're used to. It's what we're used to. For me, all my life, from baby up to adulthood, I lived with my mom. It was only later on in adulthood that I finally moved out, and then I would move back and move out and move back and move out. So I was used to the trauma. I was used to the trauma. I was used to the drama, her drama. And I was used to sometimes getting dramatic myself because of what she was putting me through. And other situations might seem less normal to me. So that makes it even easier to go back and live with the horrible narcissistic person who's literally trying to kill me on the inside. So, have you ever experienced that? Is there someone in your life that has, or maybe is still hurting you verbally, psychologically, emotionally, maybe even physically? The longer that you stay in that situation, the more normal it will seem. And the harder it might be to connect with people who don't do that to you. And I definitely, while I'm still in the process of healing, I hope to one day be able to connect with people who will treat me like the woman that I am and not try to control me, and who will treat me like a friend, who will treat me like someone they actually love. I hope for friends, and I hope to create my own family. It might not be biological, but just when you find people that you just vibe with. I want friends, really close friends around me, and they will be my family. They will be my family. And they will treat me with respect, and I will treat them with respect. That's what I hope to do, and that's what I hope Pisces Sophia has been able to do since this post. Let's keep looking at what Pisces Sophia has to say. So, talking about what they experienced with their mom: lying, playing games, gaslighting, OMG, gaslighting, flying monkeys, mental and emotional abuse from my mom, manipulation, no respect whatsoever, so many toxic and bad things. So yes, a narcissist will lie. They will literally lie. Some things, every once in a while, they might punctuate it with a little truth, just to throw you off. But I'm sure some of them are, because people who are narcissists can be sociopaths, even psychopaths. Lying is easy. Lying can be easy for them. And especially when they want to, as a covert narcissist, or maybe even overt, they might want to deny what they've done. In order to gaslight you, they have to lie. So they have to be really good at lying if they want to be effective at gaslighting. And just a side note, like, I wonder, were they like this when they were little kids? I've heard that. I'm not an expert at all, just someone who's been through it. So I've heard that at least some narcissists are that way because of trauma that they've been through. And I empathize, and I realize that it could probably happen to anyone. And that's why I said earlier that I am lucky. I know I'm not a narcissist because I know that if I do something wrong, I will apologize. I'll feel bad if I lie. I don't like to lie. Um, and that I'm lucky because I've been traumatized by my mom, but that didn't result in me becoming a narcissist myself. That resulted in me just being very sensitive to the things that narcissists do. And also, it's given me, I don't know about anyone watching this, but it's given me a little bit of a superpower because I feel like I can kind of smell a narcissist. Yeah. What's that? What's that you pushing? What are you saying? Something's not right about what you're saying. Just like 8-year-old me said, Mom, there's something wrong with you. And can you believe I literally said it to her face? That's because I was a kid. Kids just say things. So I just looked at her and said, there's something wrong with you. And now I can often sense that. I don't have to get too far into a conversation with someone before I realize something about how you're acting. And it's not because I'm just so powerful. It's because somehow they're reminding me of my mom. When you grow up in it, it's almost like you can kind of catch mannerisms and you can kind of get a sense for, are they lying? I don't think everyone can do this, but I'm particularly sensitive to lies. So, anyways, that's probably a conversation for another day. So, anyone still watching, please feel free to chat with me. I'm keeping my eye on the chat window, so please feel free to let me know if you've got something to share. Keep it respectful. Keep it respectful. And keep it classy and respectful on this channel. Thank you very much. Feel free to let me know if you've ever encountered a liar, someone who played games with you, gaslighting. And let's get into gaslighting and flying monkeys. Gaslighting is denying your experience, denying reality. For example, an example of gaslighting could be, just off the top of my head, say your mom slaps you in the face. You might say, Mom, why did you slap me in the face? And your mom will say, what are you talking about? That's it. That's gaslighting. What are you talking about? Like it never happened. With my mom, she kind of did like a triple gaslight type of thing, or I don't know what that was. I mean, actually, she was probably mixing different tools from her tool belt of evil, her tool belt from hell. Because there was a time when I said, I needed some time to process something, and then I'd come back to her and say, Mom, why did you do this? The first time she would deny it, but then she wasn't really, and I knew what happened, so she wasn't apologizing. And even if she did no, she didn't apologize at first. First she would deny it and say like, how could you say that I did that thing? And then, it's still on my mind, so I'd bring it up again and say like, why did you do that? And she'd give me a different response. This time it would be like, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that. So this time she's actually apologizing, but I could tell she's not really sorry. So then I bring it, and maybe she'd do it again. So I'd bring it up again and say, why did you do that? Or why are you doing this thing? And I kid you not, I swear to you, more than once she's just done this creepy what? Am I in a horror movie? Did my mom just turn into it? Like, what the hell? So yeah, she would just mix and match the tools, whatever tickled her fancy for the day. She would just do that. So that was my mom's brand of gaslighting, etc., I guess. And then in case anyone doesn't know what a flying monkey is, those are the people that support the narcissist. I don't know if they always realize that the narcissist, I don't think they always realize the narcissist is a narcissist, but they are just on that person's team. They're just like the ride or die for that narcissist. Not that strong, but they're the person who'll say, why aren't you talking to your mom? She loves you. I know you keep telling us, you keep telling the other family members, and you told me she did this to you, she did that to you. Come on, she's your mom. Just call her. Just go have some, just visit her. Go have some tea with her. Just meet her at the local McDonald's. Just meet up with her, talk to her. She loves you. So those are the flying monkeys, the people that the narcissist can use to try to pull you back in or try to attack you. It just depends on what their game is at the moment. So feel free to let me know in the chat, have you ever experienced emotional abuse? Have you ever been manipulated by someone? It's not a good feeling, I'll tell you that. And moving on, this is Sophia says, now I'm stuck here living with her and having to stand all the shame, guilt, and anger from my brothers that my brothers throw at me. So sounds like they're flying monkeys. I'm a 50-year-old, I'm a 50-year-old single scapegoat. And it's been like this, is what they want to say, since I was a child. So I have heard of 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, I think even 70. I don't know about 80, maybe 70-year-olds, 60, 70-year-olds who said, I just figured out that my mom was a narcissist or that my parent was a narcissist. And that's why I'm here, guys. I want to help anyone at any age be able to recognize what might be happening in their home. If it's not happening, then happy, happy, joy, joy. I'm glad for you. I'm not trying to tell you you must be living with a narcissist. Everyone's a narcissist. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that if you are living with a narcissist, or if you have a narcissist somewhere in your life, I'm hoping that what I share with you about my life, and that what I share with you through what we discuss, what we look at in these posts, what other people have shared on social media, I'm hoping that it will help you to recognize if you have a narcissist in your life. Because if you do, you don't have to stay like that. You don't have to live with that like that. You can take control. Whether it's going no contact, which means you cut them off completely, you move away from them, you don't communicate with them anymore in any way, and you probably also cut off their flying monkeys, whether it's aunts, uncles, friends that would try to pull you back in to the narcissist, or maybe low contact, which means you decide how often you want to connect with this person. Right now, I'm kind of no contact with my mom again, but I had broken the no contact after a few years. After not quite a few years, like 2 years and some change, I decided to reinitiate contact, but we kept it low. And I decided when I took a phone call. I decided when I responded to an email. And when I didn't want to, I didn't do it. So I kept it low contact. But it's been like, I don't know, maybe 6 months since I've communicated with my mom, so I'm kind of no contact again. But I get to decide. And of course, on the other end of things, she gets to decide if she wants to reinitiate contact with me. If I reach out to her again, she might not want to talk to me. And that's her decision. If she doesn't want to, then we'll just never talk again. It's that easy. And if I want to talk to her, then I'll reach out. So that's low contact. I've gone no contact, low contact. So I just want people to know that if there is someone in your life who's hurting you in some way, you don't have to live like that, because you don't deserve it. No one deserves to be hurt by anyone ever. Sometimes it'll happen. Sometimes we might feel slighted by someone. Sometimes someone does something or says something. They might not realize it's hurt us. Hurt happens. Things hurt us. But the difference with narcissists is that they will keep on attacking. They're not just accidentally hurting you. They're literally attacking you. And unfortunately, it's too easy to not recognize it. So as I share about my life, and as I share what other people have posted on social media, hopefully other people out there will be able to recognize it. I'm hoping especially young people will be able to figure it out sooner than I did. All right, so yeah, it sounds like for Princess Sophia, they've got flying monkeys right there in their family. They've got flying monkeys, anger from the flying monkey brothers, which I don't think they tell us exactly what that means, because I don't know why their brothers are angry. But guess what? In case you didn't know, when it comes to narcissism and flying monkeys, they don't have to have a reason. They can just choose to be angry. But let me give you a little story. I don't even know if anyone's still here, but I'm just going to talk. And please feel free to watch this after the fact and watch it all the way through if you want to hear all my crazy stories. Because it's tea. I wish I had a cup of tea on this here desk in front of my avatar, because it's tea. It's all tea. Trust me. So, and then I've been talking for, man, I could talk for a long time. I'm going to talk for 2 more minutes, but I really should go. Oh my gosh, I need to eat something. Okay, so I was living with my mom again, full on adult. Like, and I don't mean 20, I mean full on adult. So no one should be telling me anything. And yes, I'm living with my mom. Of course, I would need to respect her and her house. But outside of me, if I'm not disrespecting anyone or anything in any way, then nobody should be telling me anything. I think we can all agree that, with the exception of me doing something like breaking things around the house or leaving things filthy or being rude to my mom, there's no need to try to tell me what to do. Yep, would you agree? I hope you do, because if you do, then your mind's working well. And we're on the same page. So I decided that I was an early bird, and I kind of still am. And I enjoyed getting up. At that time, I enjoyed getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, drinking some tea, some water, hydrating for the day, and then doing a little workout. I was going to do a little walking workout. So I put on my, got up early, put on my little gym clothes, walked downstairs, as quietly as I could, because it was early in the morning. Mom was still sleeping. I'm respectful. I'm respectful in here. And I went down, I boiled some water, I sat down, I had my laptop with me at the dining room table, so I had my laptop. I was sipping on my tea and watching something on my laptop, and then after I was done my tea, after I was done hydrating, I was going to do a little work. I was going to turn on the TV, or maybe just use my computer, I don't remember. I'm going to keep it low, and I was just going to do like a walking workout, like a pretty much silent walking workout. And my mom came practically jogging down the stairs, but she has like joint issues, so she came down the stairs like boom, 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 faster than I think I've ever seen her move. Probably ever. Even when I was a kid and she was a lot younger, I don't think she ever moved that fast. Boom, 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 boom. And she was saying, What are you doing? Everything okay? Is everything okay? Why are you down here? Is everything okay? I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning sipping some tea, y'all. I'm sipping tea, and then my next thing is I'm going to work out. I'm going to exercise. Why are you yelling at me, first of all? What is there to even yell about? It's the morning. Even if it was the middle of the night, what is there to yell about? Like, what could possibly be the reason for the raised voice? She was so loud, she was probably waking up the neighbor, because we were in a place where we lived. There was no space between us and the neighbor. So she was just ridiculous. So I say this to say that to demonstrate to you that a narcissist will just come up with a reason to rant. Now, I shared this on my last live, on my last stream. My mom, I don't think I knew it at the time. I think I realized it after this experience. At some point after this experience that I'm telling you about right now, she wanted us to be on the same sleep schedule. So me being up early in the morning before she woke up means that I started my day too early for her, which means she wouldn't have as much access to me as she would want throughout the day, because I probably go to sleep too early. And she would want as much access to me. She wanted a full 18-hour window of access, probably minimum 18 hours. Like I said before, she wanted us to just be both sitting on the chair during the pandemic watching CNN. So that was my mom. She was yelling at me like, is something wrong? Is something wrong? What are you doing here? I'm sipping tea, and then I'm gonna work out. What's the problem? Because I know I didn't make noise. So what's the issue? Can you help me understand, please? Please. So that's what a narcissist will do. They will they might come down the stairs and say, is something wrong? Is something wrong? Why are your shoes blue? What's wrong with you today? Your shoes are blue. They will make up anything, guys. And the thing that's so devious and very clever about narcissists is that the more ridiculous they go, the more ridiculous their attack, they are fully aware that people won't believe you. When you try to tell someone else, they know people will not believe you because it's so ridiculous that who the hell would even do that? Who would yell at you about your shoes being the wrong color for the day? Who would yell at you about being up early sipping tea so that you could work out? It's ridiculous, right? People would not believe you. So, yeah, that's what they be doing. That's what they do. Mrs. Sophia says, I can't stand this situation anymore. Oh, I feel so bad for this person. I can't stand this situation anymore. I thought they will change with age and time, but they never did. With my mom, so I recognized at 8 years old that there was something wrong with her. And many, many, many years later, there's still something very wrong with her. And actually, she got worse. I don't know about Mrs. Sophia, but my narcissist, my narc mom, got worse. When I say narc, guys, I mean narcissist. Narc, N-A-R-C, is short for narcissist. I'm going to put narc in the chat. Narc equals narcissist. Yes, it's the day. There we go. So yeah, guys. They might get worse. Every time I moved back in with my mom, because I might have mentioned already, I mentioned it on the last stream, I moved in, I moved out, I moved in, I moved out, I moved in, and then out. I don't know how many times I moved in with her, and then out again in my adulthood, but I would say at least 4 times. I think it was at least 4, guys. I kept not adulting properly, and I needed help every time. And she got worse every time. She got worse. She got worse. Oh, God, she got worse. So I feel for Mrs. Sophia not being able to stand the situation. I mentioned on my last live that I was in my room, barricading myself in the room, in my bedroom, just to stay away from her. She was that bad. She was that bad, guys. I was in my room 18 plus hours a day. I would want to go to the washroom, and which was thankfully up on the 2nd floor where my bedroom was, and I would listen at my door to see, is she downstairs right now? If she was, then I would feel comfortable going into the hallway and going to the bathroom, and if she wasn't, then I would hold it and hope that she went downstairs soon. And I would listen at my door. Did she leave the house? Okay, now I can finally be free to go downstairs and use the kitchen, get some food, get some water. It was bad, guys. It was really bad. So I feel for Mrs. Sophia, especially being sick and maybe needing care of some kind. I don't know how sick they were, but they just felt drawn back into living with this narcissist. It sounds like they didn't have support from their brothers. It's a shame. I really hope that Mrs. Sophia is in a better position now. Oh, do I have the same thing twice? Oh, oopsie. Duplicate. And I can't even stop writing about all the things that they made me go through because I am an empath, and they think I am stupid and entitled to do anything they wish with me, like I am their slave. So empath, I'm not even sure I know how to define it. I believe that I'm either highly sensitive, an HSP. I'll put that in the chat. I believe I'm either an HSP or, so highly sensitive person. HSP equals highly sensitive person. So I believe I am either an HSP or an empath. I'm kind of leaning on the empath side, but I've never gotten a definitive answer. I've taken like quizzes online, which are, you know, they are what they are. So I don't know for sure. Maybe I'm sure there are people who experience something through the universe or through being in contact with people or animals or plants that is much more profound than what I experience. It's possible I'm just highly sensitive, but I say that I'm at minimum an HSP because I can sense when I'm being watched. It could be someone could be directly behind me, and I'll know. I can sense the feelings of others. This might sound improbable, but it's a thing so that some people can do. Especially when you've gone through emotional abuse, especially when you've grown up with a narcissistic parent, you can become someone who's very good at reading the room, if you will, and just sensing what the people around you are feeling. And that was probably because you needed to protect yourself. When your parent was in a bad mood, then you were probably about to have a bad day, a bad experience of some sort. And if they were in a better mood, then maybe things would be okay. So that's how I learned. I learned through this trauma. I became highly sensitive because of what I experienced as a kid and through too many of my adult years as well. So Princess Sophia says that that they feel like their mother's slave. And again, that goes back to control. Narcissists think that they own you. They might even think that they own your body, which is a whole creepy thing that we can get into another day. And lastly, last slide, the thing is that now I have little money. I've been there. I am sick and need to leave as soon as possible. They are never going to change. And I don't want to get more old and not being able to do anything anymore. I was strong, but they made me weak again. This last time I came back, I have to escape, and they don't have to know. That's actually exactly what I did. One day in some future life, I'll talk about it. But I made my plans in secret. And it's funny because my narc mom, oh God, I can't even get into it now because I really got to go eat something. Guys, I really got to go. But I will tell you that she was basically trying to spy on me. So there was only so quiet I could be as I was not barricading myself, but keeping myself in my room as much as possible, and actually slightly barricading because I wanted to make sure she wouldn't just walk in. I wasn't sure if she would do that, and I don't think she ever did, or if she did, she only did it once, or walking into my room without me saying she could. But like she could hear me like taking a certain kind of lesson, and she kind of guessed about me wanting to move. Like she kind of knew, but she didn't know when. She didn't know where. So she was starting to talk about a certain country. She's like, oh, that country, oh, it's so dangerous. I was like, oh yeah. She hadn't guessed correctly what I was trying to do. The day that I left, I got my plane ticket ready. This was still, COVID was still going on, so I got my COVID shot in secret. So she didn't know what I was up to. The day I was leaving, she's like, are you moving out? I was like, yeah, bye. I opened that door, closed it behind me, and I got into my little Uber, and I got the hell out of there. And that was the last time she saw me. It's been over 3 years. And I've been taking care of myself. I had figured it out. So trust me, if you are someone watching this and you think, I don't think I can do it, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to get this done, trust me, you can do it. You can do it. You might not be able to do it right away. You might have to do some things that you don't like. In extreme cases, you might need to go live in a shelter for a while. You know, it's gonna come down to what you believe, and only you know for sure. Because even I can't tell you for sure what to do, and for sure that everything's gonna work out perfectly. Only you know how bad it is in your home if you're still living with your narcissist. Only you know how bad it is. Only you know if they're putting their hands on you, if they're verbally accosting you to the point where you want to say goodbye. That's how I'll say it. You might know what that means. So you've got to decide what is the best scenario for you, the best path for you. But hit me up if you want to chat with me. Please come to my next live. I'll try to do this often here on Twitch. Chat with me. Let's talk. Let's talk about some options. Let's talk about what you can do. And what's good about Twitch is that you're not speaking out loud. So even if you're there in your room, even if they're next to you on the sofa, you can be messaging me, just typing your questions, and hopefully wearing earbuds or headphones, preferably earbuds, because headphones might leak some of the sound. So be careful with that. But come to my next live. Let's talk. If this is your situation, let me know. Let me, if you feel comfortable, let me know some of the details. Let's talk about some options for you and how you can get out. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're watching after the fact, please try to come to my next one. It'll be when it will be. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.